Good day. Hopefully that everybody is doing very well. So what a wonderful day. So this is a presentation on the subject of economics, ordinary subject. So in this presentation we are going to talk about the topic of basic economics problem, scarcity and exercise of choice. Under this topic, we have selected 3 learning objectives. Number 1, describe the nature of economics problem, limited resource and unlimited resources. Number 2, learning objectives, explaining and illustrating the opportunity cost. Number 3, as a learning objective, we are going to evaluate the implication of specific course action in terms of opportunity cost. Through these learning objectives, a learner may need to understand using 3 different resources, whereby we are going to use a visual poster, a YouTube video, plus a worksheet. What are we going to do now on a visual poster? A visual poster, this is a poster that will illustrate the concept with a graphic. Limited resources is, as it indicated here, limited resources on the land, capital, and also maybe on business, which indicate the scarcity of goods and service versus the limited or unlimited ones of goods and services, which shows economic problem. Below also, we are going under the visual poster, we are also going to indicate a flow chart demonstrating decision making on trade-off, which shows step by step on the ranking. Step number 1, 2, and 3, up to where it indicates the inconsistency in the process. This is another poster that will indicate, and it will boost also the knowledge and understanding of the learner when it comes to economic problems. So below is an examples of opportunity cost, choosing between whether a learner need to go for studying or the learner now needs to go for working. But before that, a learner needs to understand the definition of an opportunity cost, whereby a definition says of opportunity cost is a cost that is giving up on one opportunity in order to take another one. So we are indicating now to say that a learner may choose whether to study or working. So our example shows that if you choose now to take the job, you are giving up on an amazing and educational travel experience. But also, if you choose to take a gap year, for you are giving up on a lot of money. Either way, you are giving up on one thing to achieve the other. So this is one of the examples that will also boost our learner in terms of understanding. So here we are going to indicate that in a classroom, these posters will be able to guide the students in terms of knowing what is really happening on ground, in order to encourage the students in discussing everyday situation where scarcity affects decision, helping them visually in connecting abstract concept to really life. We move on to the flow chart. The flow chart has to make sure that student will be able to ask in order to suggest their own examples of a trade-off, and will be able to map themselves in a flow chart, allowing learner to actively participate and understand how decisions are interconnected. Remember that we have given also the example. That example will be more illustrating on cost of each choice. If you choose to go to work, it's of their own choice. So if you also go for education, this will help students to be able to see the direct consequence of decision, reinforcing the understanding of opportunity cost through a relatable, a practical example. That was our very first learning resource. Now we are moving on to the resource of a YouTube video. A YouTube video, we are going to display, or we are going to play during the lesson, a YouTube video that will be able to explain clearly to the learners on what is meant by scarcity and opportunity cost.
Land is scarce, you know.
What does scarce mean? Remember, we talked about it in economics. It means there isn't enough land for us to have everything we want.
That's right, Cameron. Land is a scarce resource, and the school board wanted more parking and a larger play area. But they only have enough land for one of those two things. They decided that they want to use the land to provide more play area.
Yeah!
Yes, this is exciting. When things are scarce, people must make choices. The school board chose to have a larger playground. They gave up additional parking space. Remember, when we make a choice, the next best thing we give up is our opportunity cost. The next best thing the school board gave up was having a parking lot. That's their opportunity cost. Now, we have another problem. What equipment should be on the playground? What kind of playground should it be? I think that's a problem we should think about. What are things you'd like to see?
So that was a short explanation by the YouTube video to clearly just explain to the learners on what is meant by opportunity cost, on how the scarcities affects the economic gaps. So we move on now as we are explaining the YouTube video. You know, the YouTube video will help students to understand scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost by showing real life examples as it was showing and versus the unlimited ones. And this video identifies opportunity cost and evaluates implications on specific choices, and I'll be able to discuss the scenarios showing in connecting the learning objectives so students can analyze and apply concept in a practical and interactive way. So we move on now to the third learning resources, which is a worksheet, whereby learners will be able now to have a short explanation on scarcity and choice and opportunities, whereby we have part A. The part A, we have a definition of scarcity. What is scarcity? We have now that scarcity is okay when resources such as money, time are limited, but human ones are limited. An example, there are only 10 laptops available at school for 30 students who wants one. So that is an example of scarcity. Choice is the decision that people make when they are selecting one option or the other. So an example is there that is also defining what is choice. An opportunity cost, we have already clearly explained what is an opportunity cost, whereby we said it's the value of one next best alternative that is given up when a choice is made. And what is the example of an opportunity cost? Is spending on hours on watching TVs, studying. An opportunity cost is learning, and they miss. So we move on now to practical example. The practical examples here, we have to identify the concept, whereby the learners need to tell us whether the following definition are being represented on scarcity. They need to indicate which one is scarcity, choice, and opportunity. So, and this is how we are going to use these scenarios in the classroom. So we are going to say classroom, we are going to now to use this part as a worksheet to introduce students on the fundamental economic concept, providing clear definition and simple example as we have indicated on top here. we also have to have an exercise at identifying opportunity costs on different scenarios, and I will allow students to apply what they learn in daily life situation by analyzing the scenarios and identifying the opportunity costs. Students will strengthen and reasoning skills, deepening their understanding the consequence of this choice. So this was all about the presentations on the economic subject. So thank you very much. May God bless you and enjoy.